my beautiful Nicolettes, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. Today I'm actually really excited to make this video because it's something that I've been wanting to make for a while, and I'm going to expose social media or Instagram or whatever you want to call it. But what I mean by that is the reason why I guess I kind of was more influenced to make this is recently, a bunch of you guys probably know, but there's this photo that went viral of Kim Kardashian where it basically shows that she has cellulite on her bottoms, and she actually lost like 100,000 Instagram followers because of this, and people are like, wow, you've been photoshopping all your photos and all that stuff. And obviously we're human beings and we're all gonna have cellulite, stretch marks, we're gonna have marks on our body, we're gonna have texture on our skin, like we're not perfect. And I feel like a lot of us feel like we have to be perfect because of this image that people are promoting on social media. I kind of want to talk about this because a lot of the times we are portrayed to look like this certain image, and a lot of us cannot look like that. 99.9% of us can't look like that. Even the Instagram models that you see on Instagram, a lot of them don't even look like that from the beginning. So I'm going to show you guys some before and after shots of Instagram models where their before and after they had surgery. And as you guys can tell, a lot of them aren't even recognizable. If I saw them before and then after, I wouldn't even know that's the same person. And by no means is this like a way to shame plastic surgery. If that's something that you want, that's totally okay. That's totally your decision. I'm not trying to be like rude to any of those people. In the end of the day, it's their lives, and in the end it's their decision. At the end, I feel like people should let people know that this isn't what I was born with. It's not realistic, because it does give young impressionable people this unhealthy image, and it can really affect their lives and really damage their lives. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this video. It's not necessarily to just call people out and be like, don't do this is horrible. I just kind of want to bring light to it, because I feel like a lot of the time important topics like this aren't talked about, so we always just have this unrealistic idea of what we should be and what we shouldn't be and stuff, and we don't really know the actual truth behind it. And I think it's really important to know that, and to also be able to build this healthy image and of how we should be, and be able to have good self-esteem, because I know it's so difficult growing up as a young female in today's society. I constantly do feel a pressure as well to look a certain way, to have this, to do this, and at the end of the day you have to remember what's important in life, and we all want to be happy and healthy, and those are the main goals if you really think about it. Society always promotes these images for us, and it's always such extremes. I remember growing up and remembering like Twiggy. I wasn't from her generation, but I know that back in the day she was like a supermodel and she was super thin. I even believe that she was suffering from an eating disorder, and I remember being stick skinny was so in, and so many celebrities at the time I remember were having eating disorders, like Mary-Kate. Yeah, Mary-Kate and Ashley. I think it was Mary-Kate who had the eating disorder. I remember Hilary Duff at one point got super thin, and there was just all these celebrities coming out with eating disorders and stuff like that. And I remember being in high school and not loving my legs, because my legs are thicker than are kind of thicker, so, and I could never have that stick thin body. It's just not the way that my body is, and it will never be that way. No matter how much I exercise, no matter how much I diet, I would never have that body type. And right now I feel like what's promoted as the new beauty is having the right curves and the right amount of skinniness. So having that really small waist but having big hips and a large chest. And a lot of us aren't born like that, and no matter how much exercise or how many gimmicks that we see on social media, like wear this waist trainer and you'll get a 20-inch waist, those are not healthy and they do not work. And a lot of the times, if your body isn't made the way that it is, no matter how much you exercise or eat clean, you're not going to get that body unless you do plastic surgery done. And I feel like a lot of these social media stars and people don't say that. They don't tell the truth, so it gives this unrealistic image to people, young girls and males, and it gives this image that we feel like we can look like that if we just do the things that they do. But even myself, I realize I can't get a smaller waist. I can only go so small unless I do unhealthy things or if I get surgery. And I realize that that's not healthy, that you have to stop comparing yourself. And I feel like comparison a lot of the times is the death of us. We always see social media stars and look at them and just think how perfect their life must be, when it's like we don't realize that it's just a still picture and we don't see what's behind that picture. And even if you go right now on my Instagram and you look at my pictures, you would never think I went through one thing in my life, because obviously we're not going to portray the hard times that we have on social media. I'm not going to be crying on my bed and then take a selfie and just say hashtag life is sucks. Like, I am obviously going to promote the good times in life, and I feel like that's what gives us this unhealthy mindset of how life should be. And I can't even imagine growing up with all this social media. When I was growing up, Facebook was just starting to be a thing in high school, but it's like there was no Instagram and none of that stuff. YouTube wasn't really big, and it just became like crazy to me because I've been researching and I just searched up those images of Instagram models, and it's crazy to see that even those models didn't even look like that before. And I think it's important to realize that, because it's not healthy to have this unattainable image in our head. And even when we look at things such as photos of celebrities, I'm going to show you guys some before and after photos of Photoshop, and you can tell that it's just everything is made to look perfect. And even right now on Instagram, there's this whole thing where like I see all these like makeup artists and their skin looks flawless, like they don't even have one dot or nothing, but that's unrealistic. Everyone's skin has texture to it. But if you look on Instagram, you would think, wow, they're just so good at makeup, it doesn't even show one little dot on their face. And as you guys can see in the images, like those aren't real. That's airbrush, that's Photoshop. No one's skin is going to be completely smooth with nothing. We all have pores or lines or texture, like we're human beings. And I just felt like compelled to make this because of everything that's going around with like Kim Kardashian. And if you just think about it, I just can't even imagine being a celebrity and just being scrutinized for everything, like the way you look constantly. Like you walk outside and there's a headline about how Lady Gaga got fat, or Taylor Lautner gained weight, or Selena Gomez got fat. Like, it's crazy to me because it can really affect your mindset. It's like this constant pressure to look like something that a lot of us cannot look like, and majority of us can't even look like. Even those Instagram models before surgery couldn't even look like that. Like, you know what I mean? So I just felt like it was my time to talk about this, because a lot of the times I feel like everyone wants to just put this facade and just put this picture up. And even me doing YouTube right now, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of things that I thought YouTube was gonna be like before I got involved in it. Like, just from me being a viewer and watching other YouTubers' lives, I thought, wow, like they're living the life, they have this and this and this, and this is how YouTube is. But doing YouTube now for over 4 years, it's not how it is portrayed. A lot of the times YouTubers and people can just portray their life to be like one way, but it's really not. And I don't want to be fake with you guys. I want to be transparent. I want to be my real self. And this is something I talk a lot about with my friends and my family. And I think that it's important to realize that no one's gonna be perfect. No matter how much you try, everyone goes through things in life. Life is never a straight road. We're always going through an up and down roller coaster. And next time that you're scrolling on Instagram and stuff, don't just be like, wow, this girl is so perfect, she is everything and I am nothing. I don't want you guys to ever feel like that. I do a lot of fitness videos and you guys know that. But this is one thing I do always want to promote to you guys, is when I am doing my fitness videos, I never want you to do unhealthy things. And I never want, that's not the goal of any of my fitness videos or health videos. I love fitness and I love working out and stuff, and I've always loved that. Growing up, I was always into sports. It's just something that I love. But I always remind you guys that no matter what, you always need to eat healthy and exercise, and don't deprive yourself. Don't do unhealthy things, because in the end of the day, the reason why we exercise and we go to the gym and we eat healthy is for our bodies, because if we're unhealthy when we're older, we're gonna regret it. And I know this brings me to another thing, like fitness now is promoted as this new thing. Everyone has to be this fitness Instagram model and has to have a 10-pack, 8-pack, and have like the biggest muscles ever. But it's like, a lot of the times, it's unrealistic. I go to my gym and I know a lot of people at my gym are doing unhealthy things to get that body. But what's the point of doing these unhealthy things when the point of fitness is to be healthy? Like, we're contradicting ourselves when it comes to that. So I want you guys to remember that when you see something, don't just take it as face value. Just remember that the way things look doesn't mean that's how it is behind closed doors. And just learn to be happy with yourself. You have to learn to love yourself and be happy with who you are in the end of the day, because let's be honest, if social media promoted being overweight as beautiful and it was promoted all over the world on magazines, on TV, on the radio, then I can guarantee you that a lot of us would want to be overweight. So a lot of the times we are influenced by our environment. The reason why we want long hair, the reason why we want to have bigger hips or something is because we're constantly being portrayed to look like something through our environment. And I know a lot of us think like, oh, I'm not going with the trends, but a lot of the times we are, and it's not our fault, because you're constantly being fed something, and we're constantly being fed to be an unattainable thing. And it sucks how this is how the world is, but unfortunately it is like that. So you always have to remember that you are beautiful the way you are, and you have to always remember that not everything is the way that it is, just that doesn't make sense. Not everything is the way that it is. Like when you look at it, it doesn't mean that there's nothing behind that. And I just kind of wanted to get up on here and talk about this, and I think it's super important to talk about and just show you guys these things. And it's something that I always want to talk to you guys, because there's so many unfortunate things that are happening, like eating disorders and all this stuff, and it's like crazy, because I remember growing up and like, it's crazy even now, because when growing up, I know plastic surgery was sometimes a thing where like only celebrities would get, but an everyday person wouldn't get plastic surgery. But even just walking around in my everyday life, I see average everyday people that have so much work done, and it's become kind of the norm now. So it feels like now, even if you're an average person, you have to look kind of like this like supermodel. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stop ranting, because I feel like this is a rant. So I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's super different, and I kind of did like a montage of things, but let me know if you guys like it. Leave comments down below on your thoughts on social media. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys. That would mean so much to me. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to join the Nicolette's Fam Jam. Skirt Girl uploads every other day here on my channel. And as well as I hope you guys are having an amazing day, evening, or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!